Have I ever come to your class during the course of the last 10 years? Some faint recollection. Okay, what do you remember me or know of me the most? What do you know of me the most? Say 4 things about me. Any 4 things about me? Yeah, you don't have to tell me. Colonel, okay. Army, what else? Light? Alex sport of any light. Any light, okay. Anything else?
Yep.
Cycle. How do you know?
Exercising only number of
Well, oh my God, yeah. Today I cycled an hour. But I do 5 days a week some activity or the other. I cycle for a Greater Noida. Great place to live for cycling. It's incredible. It's got
You're very health conscious. You work on CM shorts jogging. So I like your watch.
I wore 2 watches to grade 6. So I do grade 6 class in every school. 5 classes a year, same class, like 6 rounds of board. So I wore 2 watches. I will do that a little later because it's related to what I put on the board. Okay, anything else you know about me? Army, cycling, health, sport, anything else? Nothing. Kuch nahi. Let me know anything. Anything else you know?
Like to read.
Huh?
Like to read.
I like to read. I'm reading, I just got a book. I was giving away 5 books yesterday. I bought a whole bunch because there are no more shelves to keep books. And Chikharsa gave me 2 yesterday. And one of them is called BJP Before Modi. And guess who's written it?
What things are?
Not Shashi Tharoor. He's a professor of Ashoka. And 2 interesting things about the professor at Ashoka. One, he went to Princeton and Harvard. And 2, he's a veteran gymnast. Very interesting, also journalist, very interesting, international relations. My father was a political science professor, so we met and I connected, but we're getting very fast paced. Before that, the last book I read, which is triggering this need to come to grade 11, grade 12 and talk. Shelley, are you here? I know the book backwards, but I forget the title now. The one I said I'll be to Aarti yesterday. The focus wala. Huh? Yes, yeah. Okay, this is the reason I'm probably here. A couple of things, right? Anything else you know? Okay, the one I'm most proud of, and you do know that I'm CEO of Shiv Nada Schools. I was also president of Shiv Nada University for 3 years during the pandemic. So I did both jobs. And but I don't know if you know, I'm employee code 001 for Shiv Nada School. Know that? So that's the one I'm most proud of. CEOs will come and go, colonels may come and go, but employee code 001 Shiv Nada School never go to the model school. Right, so I was here 2 years before we started the schools. This particular land, when we bought it, there was a very nice tube well. And as soon as we bought the land, leased it from actually Noida Authority for 100 years. So I came here. There was no road at all. There was none of these buildings. And we came jumping over like that. I sat there and I saw a villager. He's sitting there. So I said, "Kya kar rahe ho?" He said, "Very zameen ki hai, Kaltak." But he got very well compensated. But he was very happy. But it was in that. So I've been here 12 years, okay? And it's been a wonderful journey to be part of the school for so long, other than the 30 years I put in the army. But the school's been amazing to see children go from KG to grade 11. And just had this opportunity to also be part of your growing stage I thought I'll just touch upon something which is, that's why this class I thought let's make it a little smaller and try to speak to the whole group. But I thought maybe I'll ask you that in your life now, you're about 15, 16, 17? How many 17? 17? No, 16? 14? 15, 16, right? So 15, 16, there are wonderful things which have happened to you, which is you're luckily born in the family that you are in the socio-economic segment, right? By chance, you didn't do anything about it. I'll tell you 4 things about me. One of them is not true. You have to guess what is not true. You get 2 chances. I was born in London. I'm left-handed. I have a twin. I love food. I have asked a very specific question. When you mark, you're losing your chance. I have a twin. I have a twin.
So can you say something? So you have to.
Who said that? Where are my chocolates? They're on the way. So you
So can you just give the option?
Huh?
Can you just give the option?
No, you're supposed to be attentive. This class is about that. I said very clearly, you're 15, 16 years old. I said 4 things. I said 1 is not true. You get 2 chances to guess what. And you lost. But what's his name? Rushil. Why did you guess I love food is the wrong
That was the only one that stood out. It's very common things in life. You also gave us that we wouldn't.
Everything is not, the rest is not common, but it's
Like,
unusual.
You're like, it's there because like it's a given. Like most people love food, but you must have given us that.
Sure.
That's why.
Sure.
The psychology.
So yes, yeah, but that's called lateral thinking. So, how many people follow tennis? Tennis? So I can't do this one. Like follow tennis. Seriously follow. Huh? Not play, follow. Also
Follow,
play.
right.
Follow. Grand Slam has how many players in the first round? Oh, how many Grand Slams?
4.
Yeah, yeah, 8 मिला Venezuela 8. Thank you. 128 people get to play the first round, right? How many matches to find the winner?
Not that much easier.
No, this everyone knows Grand Slam. You know, na US Open, Wimbledon. कितना तो पता होगा? Knockout tournament है. First round में 64 people play 64.
So 8 rounds. 8 rounds.
Round 3, how many matches to get the winner of the men's singles? How many matches? 64.
8 rounds.
How many people are doing maths? Come on, guys. Okay. How many matches to spot the winner?
How many matches are
How many rounds are there?
How many matches does the first round of Wimbledon, US Open, French Open, Australian Open have? Huh?
32.
Come on. First round is how many matches?
54.
Second round is how many matches?
16.
How do we know? Because you don't follow tennis, you don't know. Somebody follows tennis, you know that first round, second round, third round. It's a knockout tournament. First round means third round. So how many?
8, 4, 2.
Okay, you don't need to do this stuff. Everyone pay attention. You don't need to do 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. You don't need to do that at all. To get to trigger me to come to you for a 16, 17-year-old is it's very complicated. Difficult to address a very serious issue with 15, 16-year-olds. I have 15, 16, I understand that you will generally tend to forget what you hear in the next 1 hour after you exit this room. Correct? Generally. So I don't know how that will work. But here's the next question for you. In a year or so, a year and a half or so, you're all going to go to college. Nearly all, except if you're Ayush Garg, who said, I will take a drop, gap year. First year, Shivnana School put down. He said, I don't need to go to college. College is not going to teach me much. Anyone with that here? who's sure I don't have to go to college, or were able to convince their parents also I don't have to go to college. He did that. After a year, he called me at SMU saying that, sir, are you still taking students in the business school, the BMS? I said, Ayush, I thought you don't want to study anymore. You said you know enough to run life without having to go to college. He said, no, father's pushing me. He said, you better get some sort of a degree. So he did get into BMS. But by the time he got in, he had already sold his first company for $500,000. Now on course to build his second company, which is going fine, and also completing his BMS. Anyone like that? Doesn't want to go to college. You'll all go to college, right? How many of you think you go to college away from your parental home? Like you. So that's the majority of you. Most of you are sure you're going to go to your college away from your parental home, right? Big thing. Have you all ever, all your life lived in your parental home?
Yes.
Anyone gone to boarding school? Anyone studied with grandmother, grandfather, with your parents were abroad or somewhere? No. Lived in your parental home every day, got up every day, gone to generally the same schools. Some of you may have had 2-3 schools. Anyone had 4 schools? 4? 7? 7 schools. Right. Army, right? Doctor. Every 2 years. Wonderful. How many? 10. What's your name? Myra and Roman. Myra and Myra. 10 schools. How do you manage that? 10 is incredible. I was in the army, I think my children did like 6 schools. 10 is incredible. We moved every year.
So every 2 years, but in the middle, my mom and I moved back to Delhi, so I went to Bharati for a year and a half, and then we went back. And Chicago was in high school.
Wow. Was that, do you think that's better than what most of them have done, gone to the same school?
It depends what you make of the situation.
What do you think?
I have a lot of friends all over the world. I think social interaction is a huge strong suit of mine. If you stay in one place for a long time, I think you don't develop that skill to an extent that I have or other skills have. Because we were forced to adapt. We were essentially ripped out of our homes every 2 years.
What do you think? Better stay in one place. Why? To get better marks in CUET.
Very comfortable with the same.
Better with the same. Okay. So I was a professor's son, me and my twin, as you just heard, traveled every 2 years of my life. And hated the fact that the father wanted to move every 2 years. Like because we wanted same friends, you make your friends and you don't want to move. But in retrospect, it was fantastic to have a life. When I look back, to have the sheer diversity of experiences that we had, places, and what you see as a young, let's say a 7-year-old, traveling from, have you been to Shimla?
Yeah.
Kalka?
Yes.
Delhi? Chennai? Kerala? Toy train? Narrow gauge? Have you heard of something called a narrow gauge? Meter gauge? Broad gauge? Broad gauge. Stay a couple of nights here, stay a couple of nights here, jump into another train here, and coming through the mountains. Imagine if you're a 7-8-year-old or a 5-year-old and what you see outside in the train, right? And you notice a lot when you're young. This age, I think you are on your phone all the time when you're traveling. So when there's no phone, you're looking outside and picking up that the color of the skin is changing, the language is changing, the food you get at the station is changing. There are rich people, there are poor people, there are people dressed differently. So everything you learn, right? Whereas most of us now have a singular experience of going to the same school, living in the condominium, interacting with the same socio-economic segment of population, right? And actually having a fairly singular experience. Is it a good thing? Good thing or a bad thing? Okay, it's not a good or a bad thing, but it's a particular experience, like Myra said. Whatever your experience is, your experience, right? 3 decisions every single day. Every single day when you go to college, which is away from your parental home. Since I lived in the college recently, I know that students will be doing this every single day. What are they? What to eat? Okay? Yep. Yeah. Do I go to class? First one? Before this? Yeah.
What time do we go?
Yep. What time do you? Whatever you're saying, I'm right. But absolutely right. Every single day you want to ask yourself, आज उठना है क्या? फिर बोलना है ब्रेकफास्ट करना है क्या? टाइम तो 10 ही मिनट है, नहाना भी है, कुछ ड्रेस निकर विकर करना है, क्लास में बांटना है और क्लास जाना है. Are you ready? You are totally there. So what I intend to do, you're in 11th, right? By the time you reach 12th, if I'm still around, I'm going to do this class with your parents. Say this again. Right? These are choices you will be doing every day, because right now you're not making these choices. Are you making these choices? You're trying sometimes, but most times it doesn't work with your parents. But you're trying. Should I go to school? Should I have breakfast? What should I have for breakfast? But everything is available to you. You have a bus, you have a school, you have a time, gates closed, you don't have a choice. Right? So the choices that you make, apart from your physics, chemistry and international relations and English and Shakespeare that you read and study, you will also be prepared for how to make choices. Right? Have you ever had a class on how to make choices? You're getting one now. Right? Because you're in 11th, you still have an option. So now, do an exercise. Close your eyes if you don't mind. With class 5 and all, if I say close your eyes, nobody minds. They will just follow. With class 11, I have to ask you, let's close your eyes. Okay. Now, I only ask you to close your eyes because maybe you don't want each other to know, but I'll tell you the survey results. How many of you right now, like most of the weekdays, sleeping after 12? Raise your hands. Okay. How many of you are sleeping between 11 and 12? Okay, put your hands down. Open your eyes. Anyone wants to get what percentage of the class that was?
80%.
So it's like 60%, roughly. 60-70% of you are sleeping after 11. I'm guessing you take a bus or a car or whatever. How many you live across? Lucky guys. One only. The youngest
So there are way more.
classes there are lot. 1, 2, 3, only 3 of you, right? You're the lucky ones. You can get up at 7:30 probably, right? When do you get up?
7.
When do you sleep?
10:30, 11.
Not bad. What's your name?
RM.
Pretty good. Mother, father pushes you to sleep or you sleep on your own?
They push me to sleep at 10:15.
कॉलेज में कोई नहीं करेगा. ठीक है. How many hours do you think teenagers need to sleep? Are you getting your 8 hours sleep?
Every hour.
Who's going to tell you? Who's going to tell you in your life? What's it going to do to you? So I'm not being your father, mother. I'm not being your parent. I'm just saying you're making very stupid choices. You're making very stupid choices. Right? And that choice is yours. You can do whatever. You still have some mother, father. I wrote a piece of my father when he died in 2005. And can I share that with you?
Yes, sir.
I'll share it. So it's the most interesting man I ever knew happened to be my father. He's the most absent-minded professor you could ever guess. So I'll digress and tell you a story. So we used to live in Delhi University campus, similar houses. Absent-minded means ultimate absent-minded. So he went past 4 o'clock, coming back from the university teaching, post-grad students, walked up the steps, first floor, turned left, door open, sat down, saw a lady coming from the kitchen and said, "Who changed the furniture in my house?" So the lady said, "Professor Karunakaran, this is not your house, this is my house and I'm not your wife. Your house is that one on the other side." So he missed a step and turned in and jumped into another class, another home, right? Because he is that absent-minded. There are many such stories. But the only time he ever involved himself in our education was to come and switch off the light. He never said, "What are you studying?" He never said, "Which class are you in? How are your marks?" Never. His only interjection was to say, "Go to sleep." To the extent that I was a captain in the army, anyone army family, military family? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm from the infantry. You know what the infantry does? यार एक आर्मी का क्लास कर लेते हो तुम्हारे साथ नहीं? Cavalry, artillery.
On foot.
The on-foot soldiers right in front, the Kargil guys, okay? Right in front. And we consider ourselves obviously the most important guys in the army because we are right in front. There's the bullets, etc. Artillery is way back. So I was a captain, lecture in Delhi University on leave. Now, father said there's a nice lecture today. I think it may be of interest to you. There's a cricket match going on, India versus Pakistan. He said. I'm not sure. But he said there are these 3 giants. One was I.K. Gujral. Anyone know? I.K. Gujral.
I've heard.
I've never heard. Oh, he happened to be the Prime Minister of India.
I've heard.
पता होना चाहिए ना? Okay. Then you won't know the other 2. Anyway. But he introduced me. So I went there and I saw that the students had not yet come in. And he introduced me. And out of the blue he said, "Yes, he's from the artillery." My father. So he didn't even know which regiment I was from, but you know, that was the sort of father he was. But he made sure that he slept on time. ठीक है. So the choices that you make and the person that you are now at 15 or 16, who you are anyway is dependent on a couple of things. Have you thought of what those are? Who you are as a person today is dependent on probably just 2 things, and there is a third. Yeah.
Our environment.
Yeah. None of you guys are writing, you may write because I know teenagers will forget it in an hour. So whatever you think is interesting, write, but I'm going to ask you to reflect and drop me a mail, okay? Because that's the only way to make you remember some things, and it's for you. I don't, it's for you. There are only 2 things which govern who we become ever from the time you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 16. By the time you're 16 or 17, more or less you're formed. You're not going to change now. You know that. You get some intelligence, some information, some skills you get, but who you are is like done. You're not going to change who you are. Too much. One is because of your environment, and what's your environment?
House, home, area.
Parents? What else?
Teachers.
Friends? What else?
Management classes.
Huh?
Management of classes.
Class management.
मतलब he's targeting the people.
Targeting teachers, good or bad, but they are definitely part of your environment. School. So your school, your teachers, your friends, your parents, anyone else in your environment? Oh, it's not a test, huh? You just, whatever you feel like write. It's not a test. Huh? Pets. Totally.
Sibling.
Totally. How many of you have pets? You know, when you have a pet at say 5 years of age or 4 years of age, honestly, since Roger the Labrador died a couple of years ago, but for 15 years we had a lab. He transforms your life. Totally. Because from a child who's always used to receiving love and taking care of yourself by somebody else, you suddenly realize there's something to somebody who is giving you love, but you're also giving love and also taking care of somebody else. So yes, that's what else? What else is environment? अरे grandparents नहीं है तुम्हारे पास? हैं हाथ ऊपर करो. So I hope they shape you. Do they shape you? In a pretty big way. If you meet them often, even if you meet them not so often, they'll shape you. Right? What about your friends' parents? Your friends' parents will shape you. If you go to their homes, you notice certain things, you definitely, that's your environment. Yeah.
Another part of the environment that we usually overlook is the people that we watch on social media.
People that you?
We see on social media.
Correct. So, sure, wonderful. So, the people you see on social media and the pressure that you feel, etc., is part of your environment. The city that you live in and the people you see on the streets is part of your environment. Much more true in our age. And how many of you lived, grandparents lived in Delhi? Delhi, 10-20%. Okay. So, I grew up in Delhi, South Delhi. But for sure, we didn't have condominiums. We had houses. So by the time you step out of your house, you're 7-8 years old, you're on the street, right? Even if you live in a bungalow. And you go to the market, you're still walking through the streets, you're meeting people. So if you live in Punjab or Delhi or Chennai, that is also part of your environment. It's going to be a bit different. Okay, so one is environment. What's the other thing? Other than environment, what shapes you as to who you are? Yep. Go ahead. Choice अभी आया नहीं. Yeah. Experience is part of your environment. I thought I met an amazing grade 1 kid today. He told me everything about atom bomb, hydrogen bomb, periodic table. Have you met this kid?
Yes.
Have you met him?
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah, I was there.
you were there.
He was there.
Crazy, isn't it?
I'm saying.
He should come and give us a talk here. Seriously, you should bring him here. Okay, so listen. 11th class, you're supposed to know the first one. What shapes who you are when you look at each other and say, मुझे गुस्सा आता है, इसको गुस्सा नहीं आता है.
Opportunity.
मेरा बाल बहुत उगता है, इसका बाल नहीं उगता है. So that's because of what? That's not that big of a bringing. मैं यहाँ गंजा हो रहा हूँ.
Genetics.
Genetics, you have no idea of. Oh, genetics, of course, oh, genetics. So, first, sorry?
So differences in gender.
Huh?
Differences in gender.
Differences in?
Gender.
So, I am asking why your differences in general is the point that you are saying. Why? At your age, you should be figuring out for yourself that the two things which shape us are called can you all see the two alphabets? N and N, what is that?
Nature.
Nature and nurture. Nature and nurture. Nature is who you are intrinsically. If Nitina ma'am and her team and your teachers tell you तूने बच्चे मैथ्स नहीं करना है, तेरे में मैथ्स नहीं है, वो जेनेटिक है. हाँ, अच्छा मम्मी पापा से आर्ग्यू कर लो, अपने आप से आर्ग्यू कर लो. My daughter finished 10th class and she played basketball for UP State. She finished 10th class and suddenly changed her mind. She said, I got 96 in 10th, I have to do maths. I said, like, who told you? She said, no, I got 96 in maths. I said, तेरा maths और तेरे बाप का math एक ही है. You don't have maths in you. So then, why did I get 96? Everybody said I'm good at maths. I said, Molu, 10th class का maths है. 11th और 12th का maths एक अलग चीज है. So she said, no, she took maths. I happened to be in the army on leave, went to drop her at that KB there in Noida. And I went to pick her up. Sports person, so they can handle tough situations. Came out, how did it go? She said, I may pass. I said, what do you mean I may pass? She said, like 40, 45. I said, are you sure? She said, yeah, it was terrible. So I said, I told you 2 years ago. You don't have maths bone in your body just like your father. Don't do maths. Now you've done it. Now what happened? She said, yeah, compartment, whatever. She got 46. But because best for Delhi University and because basketball, she walked into the St. Stephen's League. Because she was playing UP State. She walked in because of her sports quota and the fact that her best score was good. But whether maths is genetic or not, I don't know. But some stuff is genetic. I'm asking you now, who's the happiest person in this class? Point. Like who's like the most serious person in this class? Who? What's your name? Many hands are coming towards you. You don't smile enough. Who's the most stressed in this class?
That even I agree.
Who?
Yes.
चेहरे पे अभी भी नजर आ रहा है. Okay. Who's likely to be an artist?
Well, I think so is Gopika.
Huh?
Gopika also can.
Who's likely to be a computer wizard?
Oh, many in this class. Many. Computer wizard.
Who's likely to be the sports guy?
Yeah. I think.
See, happy people and sports people generally are the same. Okay, so remember that's okay. I also do with grade 6. How are we for time? How are we for time? What's your next lunch?
So they are.
Lunch is a 1:30.
Oh, what's your next lunch?
Economics.
You all have a CUET session today. A CUET form filling and a CUET session. Don't miss it.
Okay, so who you are, just you see, because it's time that you as 15-16-year-olds start reflecting on some of this stuff, right? One, when I go to college, I'm going to be independent. You go to Shiv Nara University, there is no go to sleep time. There is no hostel time. There's a gate time 10 o'clock, but after that it's a 300-acre campus. You can roam around, do what you want. Eat, fall in love, roam around, forget your first year, stuff like that, right? Which is all very good, but at the same time, there are credits to be done. And if you don't do those credits, then you won't go to the next semester. Right? So I'm just giving you just one university, but it could be true for many universities. You go to South Indian University, they lock you up inside the hostel at like 7, 8 o'clock or so. Girls hostel, stay inside. There is no girls hostel. I mean, there are girls boys hostel at SMU, but you go to the whole campus. You can do what you want. You can do drugs. Not by law. You can't. Right? But who's going to monitor 2,000 kids? My only answer to all of you, to people, young people, is do drugs if you wish to. Do it when you are 22. Do it with your own damn money. If you do drugs with your father and mama's money, you're making a very stupid choice. They didn't educate you to do drugs with your money, with their money. I'm going to tell your parents this next day because I told the last batch parents and students together. Because when you think of doing drugs because somebody is doing it or you think so, you will say, oh, Gopal sir ne bola tha. Then I'm being stupid. You are being stupid. Having hot beer or whiskey is okay when you're 18 or 19, but doing drugs is stupid. it shows very poor upbringing and it shows very poor choices that you make. And you want to ask yourself, why am I doing that? And I'm saying, do it now at 25. Use your money, kill yourself. That includes the choices you make about sleep. Let's come to here and now. Whatever you're doing, if you're studying, it's okay. But even studying and not getting more than 6 hours, 7 hours of sleep is stupid. You're not going to remember anything. If you're stressed and studying too much, it doesn't help. Sleep is better for memory than studying late. All of you have done exams will generally know. Before the exam, you don't study do 6-7 hours of sleep. You may just blank out. So your choices, before you go to the choices, the person you are is dependent on just two things, which is your genetic composition. Right? You agree that genetic composition makes me who I am in some ways or not? You agree, no? Maths is just an example. I don't know if it's true for maths, but I give you a personal example. But genetic composition and your environment, how your mother, father have been with you, how they treat you like an adult, you're going to probably behave like an adult. If they treat you like a child, you're going to become like a petulant child in college. Right? You can tell your mother and father at this stage that, listen, if you treat me like an adult, I'll behave better, for example. Right? Which is the way people are. So, in grade 6, every grade 6 that I go to, we do a class called non-Googleable questions. Sounds interesting. What cannot be Googled? Grade 6, 10, 11 years old. It cannot be future. It cannot be personal. मेरे grandfather का नाम क्या है? No, that's not the one. 2024 में बीजेपी जीतेगी कि नहीं? You can't answer that question. It has to be something which is everyone wants to know, the world wants to know, but Google and algorithms and AI do not know. Go for it. Try. And I'll tell you what grade 6 of this school, Rantham Gore, I think, came up with. But I won't do this first. You guys tell me. One non-Googleable question. Yeah. No, it can't be personal.
How big is it?
But I'm telling you, I did this with grade 6, Rantham board, group of 5, and we put it on the board, and the class voted which was the most, or rather the best non-Googleable question. Yeah.
What is the meaning of life?
Does your sister go to the same class?
Oh, he is a younger brother.
Yeah, I
So no elder sister.
This question, this answer was number 1. 11-year-olds. 11-year-olds. As a group, they came up, they discussed, and what do you think was the second one? Does God exist?
No.
Third one, what happens after I die?
What happened after?
What happens after death? Now, these are obviously very deep questions, but since you're closer to reality of college and passing out from this very wonderful cocoon of your parental home and going out, you're going to ask yourself this question. If you don't have some sort of thoughts around it, you don't need answers. But your purpose of life is definitely not to get drunk in college. It's not to waste your father and mother's money. Then become Ayush Garg and say, मुझे college नहीं जाना, मैं कुछ पानी पूरी का दुकान ही लगा रहा हूँ, entrepreneur बैठा। ठीक है? So I'll tell you a personal story again. School, twin. At 5, I was inoculated in London. I was born there, came to India, and in India there was huge amount of smallpox. Have you heard of smallpox? Not chicken pox. When did smallpox stop in the world?
70.
क्या करा है smallpox के?
No, नहीं पता है. I think you all still get inoculation. I don't know. You don't get it. Yeah. No, it wasn't a bubonic plague. What you see on my face is smallpox marks of a particular type. This is 57 years old. I am 63.
So
These marks. So that's what I'm saying. 1962, we came back from England with a very mild dose because there was no smallpox in England. He came to India, smallpox still was there, and Govind didn't get it, Gopal got it. I was in hospital for a year and nearly died. Government hospital. Okay? And my father said, "Bachcha ja raha hai." So one day I said, "Mujhe bhook lag rahi hai." Kya chahiye? I said, "Rice chahiye." He went to the roadside dhaba, Kingsway camp, and got me rice. I was eating. My doctor uncle came and shouted at my father, "What the hell are you doing? He get infected. He's the boy is dying. Let him have rice." He wants to. I heard all that conversation. Cut to many more years, 13, 14, 15, your age, 15. Lots of marks on my face. And happy kid because of sport. No problem, except I thought girls would like me because of all this. So in school corridor, duty, the girl said, "You know, I think I really like you." So 10th class was spent in falling in love. I didn't have 12th, we were only 11th. So 10th class meant no studies because you are transported into another world, which was anyway more important than exams or papers and stuff like that. But in the middle of my 11th summer break, I told myself, "Gopal, sorry. What are you doing? Girlfriend, all steady, all that very good, right? But what the hell are you doing? Father's salary is 2,500 bucks. Professor in Delhi University. 75. 550 रुपए रेंट में जाता है, 100 रुपए दूध में जाता है, 120 रुपया फीस में जाता है, 400-500 रुपए खर्चे में निकल जाता है. Father's no money, and you would be on the street if you don't do something in your life. So I said the only answer is that my father did one lovely thing. He sat me down and he said, "If you think the professor who's got that quota to, for children in DU, that's not happening to you." He said, "I'm not going to apply for that. If you don't get there on your merit, you're not getting it." We didn't have private universities. Anyway, we probably didn't have money to go to the private universities. But the fact is that I told myself and kicked myself and said, "Bachchu, padhna shuru kar." So I studied 7.5 hours every day, wrote it into one notebook. I remember the notebook every single day because I had not studied for 1.5 years. For 1.5 hours, 7.5 hours every single day till I logged it 7.5, I didn't go to sleep. Which made me succeed, let's say. So the third thing with nature and environment is what you need to figure in your 11th class, which is totally yourself. Which is you. You got to figure through your environment and through your genetic composition and say there's something which I can do myself, which I will take charge. Forget the comfort of my mother's home. Many of you may be in homes where you know that 3 पीढ़ी के लिए पैसे हैं. फिर तो गया. फिर तो कोई करने की जरूरत नहीं, मेहनत करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. रेंट से इनकम आ रहा है. पापा का फैक्ट्री है, मामा के पास बहुत पैसे हैं. फिर मेहनत तो करना नहीं, but you work hard for yourself, right? You got to work hard to say, I've got to be the best version of myself, right? And for that, you got to do your stuff. It's not just examination, it's about everything. It's about your social skills, your emotional skills, about not getting stressed. Okay? Because that's part of figuring out life. If you move like 10 times, 10 years every year, you get automatically you understand stress. Because moving homes, having new friends, going to new places, anyway you're getting used to it, right? So you push yourself to do stuff which you haven't done. That's why I say competitive sport at every age is the best thing you can do. Because competitive sport, and I see these kids play basketball and 12-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 7-year-olds competing. Because at our socio-economic segment, competitive sport is one easy way to kick you and tell you if you're not good enough, you're going to lose. And it'll tell you, doesn't matter, next match I'll win, I'll do well, I'll work hard. Right? And we'll be better, collaborate and stuff like that. Because you've got to figure those things. ज़्यादा भाषण हो गया? Okay, we are done. Who gets chocolates by the way?